welcome to episode 7, season 2 of Edmonton Cricket TV. I'm your host, Mick Ozzywell. Got another big show coming, including player interviews, highlights, and at the end, part 3 of my interview with Philip Hicks, the founder of Edmonton Cricket TV. Wow, I had him fired up again with the questions I asked him. Now, we have been filming a lot of live recently, Saturdays and Sundays. So let's now go to some highlights of some of the wickets of all the live footage that I've been taking at the Elites game, Premier Division game, a Division 5 game, and a Division 6 game that I have filmed in the last 2 weeks. Greenfield. My bad, there's no S on the end of it. It's Greenfield Cricket Club as number 2 comes in the right arm. It's a full toss. He's popped that up in the air. He's going to be caught. Yes. Oh, he would not be happy with that. Full toss. He needed to belt it away, but he just popped it straight up in the air, and that is 4 out now for Spartan Mannersby, including 2 4s. That's a better bowl. And as I said, it's a better bowl, all right. He freaking clean bowled him. Look at that. That stump's still in the ground, but bang, oh wow.
40 mark would be a really good total to defend. Oh, it's a good land, hits the pad. Oh, given. That looked close. That looked close live. Batsman doesn't seem happy. He's waving his hands a little bit, but I do think that was pretty close there. I don't think he has much to complain about there.
Score there, Sadeepka.
So we've got 216, 3 balls left. He's got to hit that. He's hit it away. Oh, that looked like it was going to be going over. The fielder was at the very edge, but it seemed like the ball kind of stopped a little bit, and at the end he took it comfortably.
Sadeepka has a wicket with his spinners. Oh, he's clean bowled him. The stump is out of the ground. And it's a great sight when you see the stump, well, not out of the ground, but the stump bent over, bails go flying, 9 out. As this game is wrapping up with 9 out, and he's belted that. Is it going to be caught? Oh, he's caught it, and that's it. Game over. A good win to Royal Bengal A over Strathcona A, and that puts Strathcona A in desperate trouble. Look how quick the grass grows. Comes in again around the wicket. And he's bowled in, clean bowled. Oh, he gave that some extra pace at the end. And he has clean bowled, and that is middle stump out of the ground. I wish the concrete wicket was here, because he loves it when he sees the middle stump go flying. Oh, it's a good bowl. That is and he's got him. Yes, I could tell that was a good bowl. He absolutely had him stuffed, didn't he? That was some extra pace, right on line and length, and he got the edge. It was a little bit shorter and a little bit more bounce, and he got the edge, and he walked. He knew it. Umpire straight up with the finger. Fast bowler comes in. Over the wicket. Oh, he's got him clean bowled. There we go. Wow. Whoa, 1 stump left. 2 stumps flying. Bails flying. 1 stump left standing upright. And there is the 3rd wicket. So great opening bowling now. So Kings are in all sorts of trouble at 3 out in about the 5th over here. Wow. Well, hope you enjoyed some of those wickets that were taken in the last 2 weeks from my live broadcast. And yes, the concrete wicket, he's down at Victoria Park taking his great photos. He loves it when the wickets and the bails go flying, and so do I. Now, recently we did our mid-season reviews for the Elite and Premier Division. So here is a short section from our Premier Division mid-season review hosted by Philip Hicks along with myself and Sadeepka Orca of the Royal Bengals A and former Canada Under-19 player. And then we'll go into some highlights of some of the interviews that I did from the Premier Division 40 over game, Royal Bengal A versus Strathcona A from the Millwoods Cricket Ground.
So moving on to the top performers in the batting in the Premier Division there. Little bit surprised that, oh no, Sudeepta, there you are, coming in at number 5. Sudeepta, who do you think is going to take out the batting trophy for most runs in Premier Division this year?
Yeah, I think Ashwin takes it. He's been batting really, really well this year.
Very good. And Mick, your thoughts for any Smokies that are going to come in and score a bunch of runs in the second half of the season?
Yeah, Philip Hicks, you're a bit down on form. Maybe it's the age or the new baby. You're not getting enough sleep. So maybe yourself to jump up like you did in 2022 and even last year had a good year. And I think our boy Sudeepka, because I'll tell you why, Hicksy, I think Sudeepka is now part of, with his recent engagement, he is now part of influence of the lady. I'm not dissing you, mate. I'm just saying that you did miss Saturday's game, so you should have 4 innings there, and you could be in the top 1 or 2 if you played on Saturday.
There you go. See, if you're not focused on cricket and you're focusing on family and children, it's going to impact your performance at cricket by the looks of it. So.
Welcome to Edmonton Cricket TV, here with Vatsal Shah, who just got out. He made 31 of 57, including 1 4 and a 6. Now, you were just saying, this is your 5th game for Strathcona and new to Edmonton, correct?
Yeah. I moved here from Calgary about 2 months ago, and I joined Skona like 2.5 weeks ago and have been playing ever since.
Here with Ishan Soni, who made 49 of 64 balls, opening the batting for Strathcona A. Come up from Strathcona B. Mate, tell me about your innings. You must have been happy, disappointed just to miss out on the 50 though?
Yeah, honestly, we're chasing about 219, so should have stayed there a little bit longer, turned it into a big one. So I'm slightly disappointed, but good knock.
Yeah, I don't blame you. 50's a good milestone. Here with Debnath and Wazzle, the 2 top scorers for Royal Bengal A in their victory over Strathcona A. Debnath, great innings. You happy with your form today?
Yeah, it started off a difficult condition to bat with, but I'm happy that I was able to bat for a longer period, and I'm very grateful for Wasil having innings because he played till the end, and that was a crucial factor for us to get the 220 odd runs, because if he did not have the partnership and if he hadn't batted for that long, it might have been a different story altogether.
Wazzle, 218, great score. You happy with your batting?
Yeah, I wanted to stay till the end. I think that was my intention when I got in. Like Pritham said, it was difficult condition to start off with, but we kept our patience. I think it was a patience game today. Whoever was patient enough, it got easier as we stayed more in the pitch, and later on when the sun came out, it was much easier to bat. So we kind of was rewarded to staying on the pitch for a long time.
So if you go to our Facebook page, you can see about 30 minutes of the replay of the live broadcast that I did, and it was excellent to have Sudeepka co-commentating with me when the Royal Bengal A were batting. He gave great insights into the players in his team and expert commentary by Sudeepka. The Royal Bengal A, they ran out convincing winners in that game, so Strathcona are in a bit of trouble right now. And Royal Bengal A, well, well, they're heading towards the playoffs maybe. Let's now go to part of our mid-season review of the Elite Division 50 over competition, and then I'll go to some highlights from Victoria Park, the Elite Division game recently between Shakti A and Edmonton Panthers A.
Welcome to Edmonton Cricket TV. This is our mid-season review. This year we're mixing it up a little bit. We've got Mick Ozzie and Sudeepta that are joining us on our mid-season review. Welcome, Mick, and welcome, Sudeepta.
Thanks, Philip.
Yeah, thanks, mate. And I'll start off, Sudeepka. Your segments, the batting tips are fantastic, so thanks for that.
Did I have fun making them?
Yeah, fantastic. Excellent. Sudeepta and Mick, your thoughts. Who are the top performing teams? What are the surprises for this year? And I'd really love to hear from you, your thoughts on which 2 teams are going to play off in the grand final this year, and which 2 teams are you predicting that are going to drop down into the Premier Division for 2025?
For sure. Yeah, just how the table looks right now, I think it's a pretty accurate representation of how each team's they've played so far. And I think it'll probably stay this way until the end of the season. I don't really see any teams giving challengers any trouble up top there. They're a really strong unit. Same with Guinea Memorial. They've got some really strong players that's played at a fairly high level, and they're doing the same playing in Edmonton. I think it might be a little bit of a toss-up between Millwood's Punjab A and Edmonton Panthers to see who takes that third spot for the playoffs. So it'll come down to those two for the third spot, but I think 1 and 2 will be challengers in Guinea. And Guinea being the second place, they will play that third place, Millwoods or Panthers, to get a ticket to the grand finals there.
Yeah, but I mean, considering last year, Edmonton Panthers went from Premier to Elite, and they lost the grand final, but they almost went undefeated one year in Premier, then all the way up to finishing top last year, and unfortunately didn't win the final. Surprised to see them drop down this year to the mid-table. To be sitting at 2 wins, 3 losses, and 1 no result. Really surprised they haven't backed that up from this year.
It's the left arm spinner, little flick of the wrist. Oh, there was a bit of spin in that, wasn't there? Through for a single. Left arm spinner. Oh, he didn't know much about that, did he? That was a beautiful delivery. Absolutely had him totally stuffed. They're in the mid-30s. Oh, flick, and he's belted that, and it's gone up and it's out. Oh, he tried to belt that for 6. Got a top edge and an easy catch there for the Shakti guy in slips. So now 3 out. Spinner comes in from the northern end, and that's a beautiful shot, and it will be 4. Lefty again. And he's belted that wide of the fieldsman. Did he lose sight of that? And it's carried just for 4 with this slow outfield. And to be keen to add to his 2 wickets with his left arm spin. And he's belted that down, straight down the ground to the fielder. Oh, that ball did pull up, didn't it, eh? Pulled up in the thick grass. So maybe the City got upset where we dissed them for leaving the sprinklers on. They decided not to mow the field this week. Not sure on that. With Hicksy's video last week showing the sprinklers on when they're meant to be playing, and the game was delayed. Not sure who's responsible for that. Oh, that kept low, didn't it? Yes, that did keep low. So 3 for 62 now with a change of bowler, and he's belted that straight down the ground, and that is a beautiful shot, but it will pull short, or has it gone over? No, short of the boundary. Oh, and he's belted that straight down the ground. That is a nice shot, but fielder is there. Good shot. So the batters are going along very nicely after a couple of wickets did fall. Oh, was that a chance? Did he drop that? I think he did. Oh, he's shaking his arm. It's a dropped chance as the concrete wicket just reconfirmed, and that kept very low, didn't it? No, I don't think there was an edge on that. An easy victory with only 3 out, chasing 86, and he's belted that high and in between the fielders, and that is carried 4-4. He's not happy. 13 runs needed for victory, 3 out. Yes, I was at home, I thought, wow, I better get my butt down to Victoria Park. And that's a full toss, and he's belted that way down, and it's over the fence for a massive 6. Beautiful shot. Left armour comes in. Oh, it's a full toss. He's put that in between the 3 fieldsmen. Wow, he couldn't have placed it any better, could he? Guys, they come runners up last year. Oh, he's belted that, and that is going to be a 4. So heading for an easy victory, the Panthers guys. He's come down and he's belted that straight through, and that will be the victory. It won't go for 4. As the teammates worked in together, and that is it. All over. Easy victory by the Edmonton Panthers, who were runners-up last year. Well, it was on a Sunday. I was home and I'm thinking, oh, I'll head down to Victoria Park, catch the end of the first innings, then talk to the guys during the break, and then film the start of the other team batting. Well, I looked at the score. I said, I better get my butt down there real quick. So I hope you enjoyed those highlights. Now, the results were Strathcona A were all out for 86 off 37.3 overs, and Edmonton Panthers A convincing winners, 87, 3 out off 19.3 overs. The player of the match was Rishabh Padam, and you can see some of the other good performances from this game that was over fairly quickly, but I like to cover all sorts of games here on Edmonton Cricket TV, so a great performance by Edmonton Panthers A. Now, some of the updated performers in the Elite Division, check this out. As we talked about in the mid-season review, Rajir of Gujarat was leading the batting, and he's definitely still leading the batting, as on Sunday he made 122 off 115 balls, including 10 fours and 4 sixes, as Gujarat scored 325 9 out versus Elites A, who were all out for 175. Also, Samir Vithal, who you'll see in episode 6 of Edmonton Cricket TV, is going along very nicely. The young fella made 78 off 83, including 10 fours. Also, Panku, a bowler for Gujarat, took 6 for 40, and he was man of the match on the E&DCL website instead of Rajir at 122. So great performance by Panku, taking 6 wickets, and you can see him in episode 3, season 1, one of the first ever episodes. I met Panku out there at Castle Downs Cricket Ground and did a little interview with him, and he's currently 7th in the Elites leaderboard with 13 wickets. Also, as you would have seen in some of the wickets, Warren Campbell of Millward's Punjab, he's number 1 on the bowling list, having 19 wickets, an average of 10.53. Let's now go to part 3 of my interview with Philip Hicks, the founder of Edmonton Cricket TV. And again, like in part 2, I get him fired up here with some of the questions. So we got you fired up. Anything else you'd like to get off that chest in this stressful world, Mr. Philip Hicks?
Well, I'm glad you brought this up because it's a hot topic this week. Biden and Trump. They did their first debate for the up-and-coming election. I was enthralled by that debate, really. What's your golf handicap, Mick?
Well, didn't Trumpy call him Tenguka or Trengugulka or something like that?
I'm not sure, but what really caught my attention is when two old men, I don't know if people watch the movie Grumpier Old Men, where they fight with the fishing rods. It reminded me of that, but when they started arguing about their golf handicaps and who can play better golf, it just, yeah, what's the world coming to?
Well, I know you love your golf, and I went to a couple of great meals with you down the road here at the Mayfield, so great to see you again. Got you fired up a bit, but generally there's been some good improvements, and I think we're partly to do with that. We're mostly positive here on Edmonton Cricket TV, but my mailbag segment, etc., we will promote any news that needs to be told.
I'm glad you brought that up, Mick, because next segment we're going to have a look at my 20-point plan from 2 years ago and see how many of those things have been implemented. Because I know you said that there's been some improvements, but let's go back to that 20-point plan that was shared with pretty much all the clubs, all the executives, and see what they've actually implemented across that. Because I think you may find almost 0 out of 20 has been done.
Well, so the interview's not over.
Oh.
Paul, an umpire from Calgary who I met here during the $100,000 tournament last year, sent me a couple of classic catches where he had a camera mounted on his helmet while he was umpiring. Even though he doesn't use that officially while umpiring, he uses that to check his own record and how he went as an umpire. You'd like to see umpires having helmets to maybe possibly review some decisions? Tell me about that.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. So at one of the, I think it was a semi-AGM a year or two ago, the league, hundreds of clubs or teams are arguing over increased fees and costs. So I came forward with a proposal to help reduce costs by $20,000 to $30,000. I believe that we're in a position here where cricket is really a nothing sport in the grand scheme of things, and it's still growing. So why not be innovative and take risks and do things that aren't done around the world? So I put forward a proposal that the square leg umpire would actually wear a chest camera for about $100, and we wouldn't have to pay a square leg umpire anymore, and the cost savings are around $20,000 to $30,000 per year. To me, it's perfectly logical. It'll reduce all the disputes. They have to come to the ground. Every team just has that $100 camera. Nothing's been done about it. It's ridiculous. Like, what an obvious way to do it. And in fact, why stop there? I mean, the technology's getting so good these days. Why not have the main central umpire also with a chest camera on? They're only about $100. Heck, Edmonton Cricket TV might sponsor it for the entire league. And then we can have the one or two reviews and double checking it. Obviously, we wouldn't have Hawkeye, but it could reduce some of those terrible decisions that we see from time to time, and thankfully there's not too many. But in a growing league where people like to think that they want to be professional, well, if you're going to do that, let's start doing what professionals do and use real technology.
Yeah. Well, you'll see in episode 2 with the Gurbaj Singh dismissal, I could hear an edge from way down there. Hey, umpires make mistakes. Yeah, we do know that. And I did get a message from a player saying there was some bad decisions going on. But hey, we're here to help and not criticise umpires too much because they have a tough job.
Yep.
Now, one more question. Extra fields, lots of people, mainly from India, coming to Edmonton. I meet a lot of people in my job from India. So many more people would like to play cricket here in Edmonton. Any update on you meeting with important people to maybe get some new fields, or are we a fair way off with that?
Look, it's there's still a bit of work in progress to go before we can secure some additional fields. That'll provide a great opportunity for both new clubs and new leagues to start as well. Weekday leagues, allowing for both women's cricket, junior cricket, a whole expansion of cricket that doesn't revolve around one league. And we've seen that already successfully implemented. We've got the tennis ball or tape ball leagues here in Edmonton, so there already are multiple cricket leagues. This will just provide a greater outlet for the game to be able to grow where there's a need for both a higher professional standard of cricket for elite cricket to develop, but also junior cricket, women's cricket. So the increase in those facilities will really help to grow the game.
Awesome. I think we've covered nearly everything except for one thing. There is a new potential cricketer coming up in a few years. Congratulations on the newborn boy Charlie, you and Isabella. So that must be a massive highlight for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So it certainly makes getting out for a duck in the first game of the year just that little bit easier when you can go home and you've got a beautiful little healthy boy at home. So yeah, thanks, Mick.
Congratulations on that. Great to interview you again, and we covered a lot, and all the best for the rest of the year.
Great, thanks.
Thanks, man. Wow, that sure was interesting. You can check out parts 1 and part 2 of my interview with Philip. In episode 5 is part 1, episode 6 is part 2, and then, of course, the final part of my 18-minute interview, unedited. Totally 100% unedited. Hope you enjoyed the show. Hope you can like, comment, share, tell your mates, especially post on your Facebook groups, Instagram, WhatsApp, wherever you get your news as a cricket club and player here in Edmonton. Have a great week, and I'll again be out filming this weekend and every weekend while the cricket season is going on.